We're gonna do the social media profile.
Okay, social media profile.
Name,
Jamie Lee Smith.
nickname,
J-Star.
place of birth,
Grand Junction, Colorado.
zodiac sign,
Aries.
profession,
Producer.
dream job,
Spy.
hobbies,
Basketball, sports, watching movies, obviously.
person you admire the most,
My mother.
high school crush,
I can't remember.
country you're mad to visit.
That's a tough one. India, maybe? Oh, wait, can we go back to that?
Okay, let's go back.
Jordan.
Thing you can't stand in people.
Nasty people.
First thing you see in a person when you meet them.
Their smile.
How are you spending your first $1 million?
I can't tell you. I'd have to kill you.
One thing you can't live without.
I can't live with their coffee.
Nutella.
They have tasters. You don't need to have experience in food. They're called Nutella testers.
Things that you need to know. Favorite movie?
Love Actually.
Favorite actor?
I don't have a favorite actor.
No.
I
Actress?
don't. I would probably say Marilyn Monroe.
I love you already.
I-
Movie you can't stand.
Too many to list.
And the first thing you're gonna do when you finish this interview.
Go home and chillax. That's a hard question. I think I've seen that. People that do YouTubers.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
They can't live without this.
I think I need to get one. So I do a show every week in the UK. It's the Tonight Show with Phil Hoyle.
Uh-huh.
And I do the entertainment section. Recording.
This is our 20th program.
I love it. We're getting an anniversary.
And we're talking here with Jamie Lee Smith.
Yes.
It's our 20th show anniversary, and they say, okay, we can send you Jamie Lee Curtis, Jamie Lee Smith. Come on, Smith.
I mean, please, right? I'm
Please.
telling you.
Tell me about your career.
Both my degrees are in politics, so
And I didn't want to ask you about
no, you can't talk about politics today. You'll get like hate tweets.
no politics.
No.
And how did you move into the movie business?
Completely by accident. I actually did my internship in South America.
And you moved to Miami.
I did. I flipped a coin.
You flipped a coin.
Yeah, and then I was doing public relations for a company that did music videos, and it just kind of transitioned by accident into film.
And what do you like about the movie business?
There's so many things to love and so many things to hate at the same time.
So it has to be a passion. If not,
You have to love it, otherwise you are in big trouble.
the first movie you worked in. Tell me.
We filmed it in Puerto Rico. That's what I remember.
Puerto Rico. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Was it a
it was-
feature, a short?
No, it was a feature.
You said that you have never worked in a short film.
Never. I've never done a short film. I've actually only done 3 indie films.
Okay.
Because we just started indie filmmaking like, I think 6 years ago. Again, out of passion. You don't get into indie filmmaking unless you really love film and you've got a big passion for it.
And I heard also that you worked for a Coppola film.
I did. Tetra, which is funny because we spoke about that. That was, according to somebody, supposed to be his best work yet. And I'm just like, if you have the Godfather trilogy, it's
hard
really
to-
hard to beat that.
Even if
I know.
my favorite film from him
Mm-hmm.
is not The Godfather. I love The Godfather and it's one of my favorite films of all time. But I love The Conversation. Did you ever see that movie?
You know what? I saw it years ago, but
I love
he's
it,
done
love it.
so many great.
That's true.
His
that's true.
entire family's
Apocalypse
very.
Now.
Yes.
Come on. So after working with Coppola in Latin America, you had to
Yeah,
go to Argentina.
yes.
And-
Which, by the way, is unpleasantly cold at times.
Uh.
Yeah, and I'm from Colorado, so I can say that.
So tell me an experience about that shooting.
One thing I've learned from him is, you don't need 500 takes to get something right. So
Editors are not gonna see the 300.
no, they're not going to even get there. So it's going to be like, I'm going to look at the first, I don't know how, until you can't stand to look at it anymore, and then you're going to take
That
it from
goes.
that.
Exactly.
Or you're
That
going to
goes
look on
into
the
the
notes, yeah.
Tell me about the films you've produced.
We have a full line of production company, so we do lots of different things. It depends on the project. We worked on Rampage. We've done Pirates of the Caribbean. We do TV shows as well, which scares me a little bit because, with TV shows, it's like you never know when the network's just gonna cancel you. We did the Philanthropist, and I was thinking that was like. I'm like, oh my God, this is a great series. It's done so well. It's
it was
lovely.
good.
I think they gave us 6 episodes total, but it was cut like, I think 2 or 3 episodes in.
Yes.
I was like, what?
How do you know when you're working on something that is a good thing?
You can feel it. I'll tell you, one of the most poorly organized sets I've ever been on is probably Pirates of the Caribbean. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, for me, and this is one thing I love about indie filmmaking, is you don't sit around nearly as much as you do on a major set. And I have a hard time with that, because I'm a go, 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 work. You know, let's get her done.
And I know that you also directed a film.
I did direct a film. People like to categorize it as horror, but it's a dark comedy, really.
Okay.
And oddly enough, we filmed it in the UK.
In the UK.
The lead actor is absolutely hilarious, and it just shocks me that it's doing better in the US than it is over in the UK because you know, the humor can be a little different. It's a terrible film, don't get me wrong. Can I say that?
It's your film, come on.
It is. No, listen, it was a passion project. We did it to teach some young filmmakers in that area how to make a feature because, you know, everybody was making shorts. Nobody was getting jobs. You know, they film a lot of stuff in that area. Doctor Who, Da Vinci's Angels and Demons, a ton of them, and they're just not hiring. Thankfully, after this movie, believe it or not, every one of them has gotten a very good job.
Do you have any other project that you want to direct? Because I know the producer, you're working on many things.
Yes. You know, I've had this passion project for a while.
We all have one, right?
I know. It's called Foreverline. I don't know that we're ever gonna don't know that we're ever gonna make it. The problem is when you're dealing with cross genre. Nobody wants to touch it.
Because it's difficult to sell. And
It's more than difficult to sell, and nobody likes to get close to anything that's cross genre, which is why I always say stick to one genre.
Say it to the camera, stick
Yeah.
to one genre.
One genre. Don't tell me you're making a dramatic comedy
Slash.
sci-fi / horror / put everything under the roof and that. No.
Say it's a
No.
drama and do whatever you want to do.
But if it looks cross genre, that's also a problem.
Yeah, because people don't know how to react.
Yeah, you have to know your audience, and generally, you know, a genre has an audience.
Yeah, you're
So-
watching a horror film, you're going to be scared, and then something funny happened, and you're like, yeah, wait.
See, that's kind of our film. Actually, it's not a horror at all.
Well, you said it was a dark comedy.
It is a dark comedy. Right now, we are working on a series called Ravaged, which is going to be it's a Miami, UK co-production set up with Film London and MMFM. So we've pretty much I'm going to actually be in the UK in November, talking with lawyers, accountants, and you know doing that whole
To
thing.
prepare that. Tell me about your experience with film festival.
I really go to between 30 and 40 film festivals.
Why
a
do
year.
you go to these film festivals?
A lot of times I'm either speaking or we're doing a workshop or if we've got a film in it. I always tell people, listen, if your film gets into a film festival and you're nominated for something, you need to be there. I'm sorry. You need to put that in your budget.
You send a movie and you stay at home. Come on.
It's part of filmmaking.
So you were talking about the pitfalls about making movies.
And there are so many pitfalls of making indie films that most of them can be avoided in pre-production.
You are the pre-production girl. Why?
You know, you want to avoid these things. You know, you don't want to get to the end and you don't have enough money for E&O insurance, or you don't have enough money for your deliverables or your festival run or anything. It's like, okay, I'm done with my movie, now what?
But even if you're pre-producing your movie, accidents happen.
Usually the issues are financial, generally speaking.
So tell me about this indie convention that you just attended.
Well, this is the third year that I've spoken at the IndieWise convention. It teaches indie filmmakers how to do certain things. There's also meetings with people that could either potentially fund or distribute your film. We actually may have a couple projects that will come out of it, so we're gonna see what happens.
Apart from the speech and all that, you were also listening to pitches.
So you get projects, people pitch you, you know, they need financing, they need funding. One is completely finished and just needs distribution, so those type of things I'm happy to help people, you know, introduce
Okay, so maybe we can do like a little pitch session with you.
Okay.
This is our pitching session. Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Please.
meet you. My name is Agustino Surria, and with Aurelina Romero we have this project here, and we wanted to show it to you.
Give me the name of your project. Give me a 60 to 90 second synopsis of your elevator pitch, and then let me know who the audience is and who you're marketing to, what you're doing for marketing.
Okay. The end.
Okay, can I be a little brutal?
Be all the brutal you can.
First of all, where did your log line go?
I didn't tell you the log line.
You didn't tell me your audience, you didn't tell me your marketing plans,
Okay.
and you told me the end of the film. So basically what you did is just give me the entire film in one go. This is one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is an actual elevator pitch is literally 60 seconds. They always say if you're in an elevator with Spielberg, you need to capture our attention in the first 60 seconds. Basically just the log line of your actual film. That's it. And then, you know, we'll know who your audience is. Don't tell us the end of the story because we want to know, what's going on. Like, okay, am I interested? Is this going to capture my attention? Is this not going to capture my attention? By the way, A+ on your marketing. Good for you.
Okay.
You got one right.
What do you actually enjoy? There are many things that you're like, but there are things that you have to enjoy. If not, you will be doing something completely different.
Oh, absolutely. I think I enjoy the most is either doing our seminars, our little speeches, like, at the IndieWise, and helping young people try to figure out how to get their foot in their door. Technology has made this business so much easier for anybody who wants to make a film. The problem is there's so much content, and streaming, and it's overwhelming.
I was going to ask you exactly that in terms of festivals. No, there are like
8,000 some
festivals. Why? Because there are like 10,000 short films and films that go to each one of the festivals. How do you manage? How do you choose?
This is what I will say about that. Is you go through and you need to, first of all, know, actually read all the details of the festival. Like if you're submitting your film, that's, let's just say, a drama to a
sci-fi movie.
A sci-fi. Hello. There's the top 15 festivals in the world. If your film isn't of a really sound budget and done really, really, really well, you're probably not going to get in because they get between 10 and 20,000 entries in a year.
Well, thank you very much, Jamie Lee. It was great talking to you. Okay, this is a little thing we did for Clovis.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember Clovis. I love when the axe comes out. I'm not going to give it away. No spoiler alerts, but
exactly.
There was an axe involved.
No, it's in the log line.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
It's in the log line, so it's okay.
This is quite a good little book here.
Yes.
This is some serious art. Okay, good. And you know what I love about you guys? You actually take behind the scenes pictures.
Yeah, we
Huge.
I don't understand why people wouldn't.
Because they forget. It's one of those things you put in the pre-production. You have to have somebody taking pictures while they're on set. You have somebody videoing. So you have behind the scenes. You can do these little,
Exactly.
It's important. That's what distributors ask for. That's what they want.
Especially nowadays when we are in charge of our own social media.
Oh yeah, no. Start your social media first. I mean, that's what they ask for too. It's like, how many followers do you have? You need to get on that early, like when you decide to do this, like when the script is there.
Jamie Lee, it was a pleasure.
Why, thank you for having me on. I love it.
Okay, thank you for watching. 1, 2.